All right, we're gonna get started. If those of you remaining in the back of the room could take your seats, that'd be great. Okay, welcome to NANOG 71 here in San Jose, California. It's a pretty fantastic turnout. I'm gonna start with something, basically, it was 4 short meetings ago where I opened this meeting talking about another mass shooting in America. I'm not going to talk about the politics. What I am going to ask, though, is that we all have a moment of silence in respect for those who were lost last night in Las Vegas. So, thank you. Thank you. So, what's really important to me, in fact, I feel like we can have that moment of silence in this group, is our sense of community and inclusion. The people who are in this room, such diverse backgrounds, we continue to make a lot of inroads in increasing that, and we think that that's super important to this community. This is our largest meeting ever, and of course, with that comes hopefully the diversity. But we've got 360 newcomers, over 1,300 attendees. That could likely continue to go up as the day goes on, more people arrive. We want to integrate those newcomers into this community. We think that's super important. With that, I'm going to ask to do the exercise we've done the last few times. Some of you hate it, but most of you seem to love it. I'd like to ask my attendees in row 1 to stand up and my attendees in row 2 to stand up, please. You turn around. Tell the person behind you who you are, what company you work for, and then row 1, you can sit down. Row 3, please stand up. Come on. I'm not going to not let you get away with it. Yes, it is the NANOG wave. Row 4, please stand up. Turn around, tell them who you are, why you're here. Just exchange some brief words. Row 5. Row 6. I see some of you sitting down. Row 7. Row 8. Row 9. My section here on the right, I can tell you're not standing up. Come on, I'm not going to let it go. Thank you. Row 10. Row 11. Row 12. Row 13. Everyone left in the back, stand up, face the person behind you. Spin around in a circle. Yeah. All right, if I could ask everyone to please take your seat now that you've hopefully met 3 or 4 new people. Thank you. If everyone could just take your seat. Get the program going. I think perhaps for next time we'll start soliciting sponsors for hand sanitizer. I know it's been a common request after this, so we'll see what we can do. But anyway, hopefully you've met some new people. That's what is a large part of why a lot of us are here, I know, myself included. So this meeting is our most important meeting during the year as we elect 2 new board members. Many of you have heard my call for diversity in the board. We've got a great slate of 9 candidates that I think are a great start at that effort. Please take some time to read the biographies and endorsements on the election website. And today at 3:45, we'll have a candidate Q&A with our candidates up here on the stage. They'll be able to answer, first of all, some pre-selected questions. Those of you who are members got the call for those questions. If we have time left, we'll do an open Q&A. Unclear if that'll happen, but we'll try to get through it. On top of that, we'll be hosting our second Women in Technology lunch tomorrow afternoon. If you're a woman in tech or you're a supporter, the information is in the agenda. Please do join us. And speaking of joining, if you're not a member of NANOG, please join. We want to hear your voice in the future of the organization, and membership comes with other perks like discounts, and you saw the quick registration line and the espresso line and so on and so forth. It's also super important to the organization, right? There's been recent debates, for example, on the mailing list about what our core mission as an organization is. I can tell you the board is unwavering in that our core mission is education. We continue to invest in that. We have 23 NCI students here. If you're an NCI student, could you just raise your hand? There's a few all around the world. NCI is our NANOG College Immersion Program. And so these are students who are actively enrolled in an undergrad or graduate program who have come here to learn about what network operations are all about. And so hopefully we can teach them something. I know that they've taught me a lot. And so if your support for that program is much appreciated. So please do come up to them. They do have NCI on their badges. We also continue to expand our scholarship program. I know the hackathon yesterday was a great success. I know there's a readback later on, and Sean will talk about that. And we want to continue to hear from our members about how to make that better, and not just the hackathon, but all of our educational programs. I also want to recognize a group of young network operators visiting from Africa. If you're part of that group, could you raise your hand? So in the back there. They're here to learn from you how to build a community, how to do outreach, how to scale their networks, and how to grow their careers. Please use this opportunity to show them what a vibrant, intelligent community we are, and also feel free to ask them learn more about networks in Africa. I'm pretty sure that many of you in your jobs would benefit from learning about them. So please do approach them if you see them. One logistical note, I want to note that we're becoming a little bit stricter with badges. You may have seen people with just a badge that says, "I'm a badge checker." What we're trying to do is just make sure we've seen a growing number of people who just come into the meeting, they come into the general session, or they come into beer and gear without registering for the meeting. That's not fair to those of you in the room who have registered. And so it'll be relatively light touch. Please just understand we're going to work the kinks out of this to just make sure it's completely unobtrusive. But by and large, we just want to make sure that this is a great experience for everybody. And we just ask that you bring your badges to any NANOG event. So that includes the socials. There'll be a little less of a open attitude about, oh, well, I'm here from NANOG, just trust me. So on that note, I'm going to go through just some quick slides. Registration when this was done is 1276. As I mentioned, wear your badge, 3 days of content, new operators. So that was the scholarship that I mentioned. We'll give you an update on that scholarship awardee. And I want to also obviously recognize our sponsors. We talked about the elections. Here are just some logistics. So they're already open. They close Wednesday, October 4th at noon Pacific. You can get to the ballot. Obviously, typing that URL is a pain, but you can get to it from the member portal. And if you are a member, please join us in the member breakfast tomorrow. If you aren't, join today and you can get access to these benefits. I want to, of course, as I mentioned earlier, thank Facebook for sponsoring the hackathon. Our other sponsors, so I'm not going to go through the every single logo, but obviously thank you very much to our 2 key sponsors for this meeting, Equinix and Zayo, who you'll hear from shortly. And with that, I'd like to introduce Brian Lilly from Equinix.
Thanks, Dave. I'm used to walking around, so I can't pull this with me. So first of all, I'm really, really happy to be here. What a great, thank you for the moment of silence, Dave. That was beautiful. And I think the NANOG wave is something I may steal for other events. So I'm the Chief Product Officer. It just was announced this morning. I have a background, though, as CIO of Equinix for 8 years and then Chief Customer Officer for a year. And the reason they moved me into this role is actually to connect with not only NANOG, the peering community, GPF, all the interconnection organizations, and our customers, and build products that they actually need and want. So that's the role. And I really want to welcome, I tried to figure out what this 71 was, because if you go back to the birth of NANOG, it's clearly not that old, but if you count up the meetings, there have been 71 meetings. This is the 71st since, I guess, its early birth in University of Michigan, and which is really quite a testament to the organization. I think Dave has done a great job, the board has done a great job at continuing to grow the membership and make the content and connections with each other relevant to all of you. And we're really proud to be one of the hosts of NANOG 71 in San Jose. And what we sat down as a team and said, what is it that we really want to gain from this? And hopefully this is the same for you, is number one, we want to learn from the peering community. There's nothing like learning from people that are in the trenches. It's where you learn when you're solving real customer problems, real connectivity problems. It's when you're in the crap that you really learn. We're going to share, as well as learn from members, our product and services roadmap. Again, it's trying to aim it at the things that our customers need and our community needs, and then also discuss key policy issues that really can affect all of us. We hosted one, this isn't our first, we hosted one in Los Angeles. It was NANOG 35. And when I think about that, that's 12 years ago. I joined Equinix almost 10 years ago. And in 2005, we were 15 data centers, 11 markets, and 5 countries. A relatively small company, and you'll see on the next slide sort of what's been the growth. But more importantly is that since 2005, the world has changed. When you look at how internet traffic has grown by over 6,000% in 12 years, and then this next one I think is a really important. I was in France at Frog, actually the French operators group, and we talked about access. How do you get access to to those of our community or of our world community that don't have access? And the growth in 12 years has been from 15% access to the internet to 52%. And I think it should be all of our goals is how do we get that to be 100%? So really make the world flat, because talent is everywhere, opportunity is everywhere, and people, we need to give them that opportunity. And then as Dave pointed out, when you look at it, we've grown, NANOG attendance has grown over 150%, and we're up to 1,300 and climbing, as he mentioned. Now, in these 12 years, we've grown too. We went from 15 data centers, we have 175. This doesn't include, we just acquired a company in Spain and Portugal. So we now have 5 additional data centers there, so it's 180, 5 continents. I think this is now 24 countries because of those 2. And then also, I think it'd be 46 markets or 47 markets, something like that. But the really important point is we remain focused on building a globally consistent interconnection platform. That's what we're focused on. And we have several new markets for IX that we're planning to launch not only this year, but also next year. So we're going to just continue investing into this community. We're going to continue supporting this community. And that's sort of my pledge as the Chief Product Officer for the company. So what I would encourage you to do is join us and our social co-hosts. I was going to say cohorts, co-hosts, Dave and the Facebook team. We're having a social tonight at the San Pedro Square Market Bar. It starts at 7 and who knows when it ends. So with that, I'll hand it over to my esteemed colleague, Jack Waters from Zayo.
Good job. Good morning. I was trying to think of when I was last in this room. I'm pretty sure it was Interop 1989. So it's been a while. This is my third NANOG in 2.5 years. So after a 20-year hiatus, I'm doing okay on my averages here. And I thought, it's been an interesting couple years for me, especially the last year. So I thought I would maybe talk a little bit about that. So kind of 2015, what's changed since then? And it's kind of interesting, first thing, Twitter has become, we have a president who tweets more than my 13-year-old. So that's changed a bit.
Like a 13-year-old?
I did not say like a 13-year-old. I said more than my 13-year-old. I'm trying to right down the fairway. Right down the fairway. The Broncos were on their way to the Super Bowl. That's changed this year. That's probably not going to be the case. We got our devices. We've got the great Amazon tube that I love. And I didn't know this, but did you know coconut water is the most popular drink now? I think it's disgusting, but So with that, there's been a little bit of other change, a little bit of consolidation. You got Earthlink and the Windstream, EXO and the Verizon that Mr. Kennedy can certainly talk about, the pending merger between Level 3 and CenturyLink, and then finally we ended up acquiring our second largest acquisition, ELI, here in March of this year. So lots of change in our part of the industry. We generate, this is actually something that hasn't changed. The numbers changed, 2.5 quintillion. Turns out there's a debate, long form and short form. Did you know about? I did not. I had to Google it. So the interesting thing is that data has continued to grow at a pretty amazing rate. And that's not just, that's over 25 years. Pick your numbers, somewhere between 30 and 50% on how you might look at it. And growth has pretty much, I think, invaded every possible industry and vertical. So real quick, this is the connectivity that we are providing into the hotel. You can actually, if you're a customer, you can actually go on our portal and take a look at all the fiber maps. And actually, even if you aren't a customer, you can go look at KMZ's on our website. So very, very transparent. If you back out of that, the fiber footprint is rather significant here in the Bay Area. That's really a combination of AboveNet as well as ELI, as well as tons of organic construction that's been going on. So a lot's changed in the last year, and I apologize, I'm going to steal from Vint, Surf, one other thing. My last thing is that what's changed in the last 2 years is I now sell dark fiber, so thank you.
So with that, obviously, thank you, Jack. And I do appreciate the fact that you sell dark fiber, because that is pretty fantastic. Welcome to NANOG 71. I would like to introduce the chair of our program committee, who will now actually open the meeting. Sean.
All right, thank you, Dave, and thank you, Brian and Jack. This is the most full I've ever seen this room. This is the second time NANOG's been in this hotel. And as Jack mentioned, there's been interops, ITFs, and other things here. So welcome back. The program committee is 20 members. They're all volunteers, and we put together the program you're going to see today. You can access the agenda on the NANOG website. There's a link in these slides, which should be available on the website. And you can also download the guidebook app and also get notifications about the content. If you're watching us remote, hopefully you're hearing this clearly, but we will be webcasting all content in this room as far as I know. None of the speakers have requested that we not. And that content will be archived either later this week or early next week on the NANOG website. There is some programming tomorrow in Club Regent, which is on the lower level, the lobby level, and that'll be recorded for archiving later. So just a few amenities. This hotel is all connected, but it's a little bit intimidating up here on the first floor. So the breaks and espresso bar are out here at the back where registration was. The daily breakfast is in the Regency Ballroom, as well as the lunches today and on Tuesday. If you need open seating, it's out here in the foyer between Imperial and Regency. And the beer and gear will be over in the Regency Ballroom where breakfast and lunch is served. If you access the website, you can get information about the social activities, which we have on Monday and Tuesday. So just a note about the program surveys. As the leadership of the program committee, we look very closely at the feedback we get from NANOG attendees. It's helped us shape the content for this NANOG. The feedback that you provide us will help us shape the next NANOG, and it also gives us ideas about what content to solicit for NANOG on the road meetings and bring to the larger community. If you do fill out the surveys, each day starting tomorrow, we'll be giving out a raffle thanks to Infomart, who's provided the survey gift. So with that, welcome. If you're interested in doing a talk, we do have 6 slots for 10-minute lightning talk presentations. Those don't have to be full polished presentation. If you have an idea and you think it's of interest to the community, please go to the pc.nanog.org website, submit your idea. If you're selected to present on Tuesday, we'll let you know tonight. If you're selected to present on Wednesday, we'll let you know tomorrow night. At each of the microphones, we do have guidelines posted, and that's to ensure that, first of all, you respect the speakers, you respect the audience, so you announce your name, your affiliation. If you ask a question, please take the time for the speaker to respond before leaving the microphone and show them some courtesy. In general, as Dave said, we value diversity, and so we ask that you follow the attendance charter, respect others that are here, and most importantly, if we expect that you have fun here, but recognize that you're representing yourself, you're representing your organizations, and NANOG in activities. So please enjoy moderation and be respectful to others. Most of all, thank you to our speakers who submitted talks and content for the program, and the program committee that solicited, reviewed, and rated those talks. With that, welcome to NANOG 71. Thank you.